What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark, MikeMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. And today, we're going to talk about 1992, the year that was 1992. I was a child in 1992. I was in elementary school. I don't remember much, but I remember the stuff that kids remember in 1992. I remember having fun in 1992. I don't remember any of the events that occurred in this movie. But of course, I also don't think this movie is true. It stars Tyrese Gibson, Scott Eastwood, Ray Liotta, and around the time of the LA riots, there's also a, uh, an opportunist time to, of course, have heist, because why not? And that's what this movie is. And you would think to yourself immediately, well, that sure sounds like hot garbage. And I would say I didn't hate it. I thought I was going to. I thought it was a perfectly fine movie for what it was. Like it Tyrese plays a former, well, still gang member. I mean, he's like highly respected. He's older, so like the young bucks look up to him. And I guess he was away for a while, and then he came back, and he didn't like immediately try to take control of his gang. And some of the people who know him, there's a good scene where he gets in an altercation with this like really like sort of energetic young thug. And I love when the guy, the young one, puts a gun to his head and he's like, "You feel this? What's it feel like?" And then Tyrese just goes, "Familiar." I was like, "Oh shit, shit! This is gonna be a great movie." So, yeah, it's a lot better than you would expect. Tyrese he's also a father, so he's having to like figure out how to keep his son safe. And then like Ray Liotta comes into this, and he's got a son, and so it's like fathers protecting sons, but there's a lot of conflict uh, going into this robbery situation, and people don't always see eye to eye, and things go awry, and people get crushed under forklifts. um, and it's actually not bad. It really isn't. I thought Ray Liotta was really good in it for what was probably his final film. He attacks it with all the same sort of like level of intensity and rage that he attacks like everything. I mean, he's all in on this. And it's actually competently directed. It doesn't feel like some of these movies that have just sort of gone to Tubi and to die because they're not very good, and they keep getting like threes and twos and fours and stuff like that on IMDb. I've seen some of those, and that's like, yeah, I get it. Um, with stars who should be in better movies. This has Tyrese, who was in Bosco, which I did not like. I thought that movie was dreadful. Even though I wanted that so bad for Nikki Blonsky. I wanted her career to come back hard, and just not that movie. That movie is not the answer to that equation. Scott Eastwood has always like flirted with, you know, is Hollywood trying to make Scott Eastwood happen? I can't tell. He's been in some big movies, but he's never the lead. And then Ray Liotta, who, rest in peace. So, I think you'll like it. I think if you like sort of action thrillers, you'll like this movie. It's honestly a solid acting job from Tyrese Gibson. I'm not gonna slide him. I mean, usually he's incredibly obnoxious in the Fast and Furious franchise, and just like I can't take him. His Roman character. This is a completely different vibe for him. He's very mature for this, And it was like, I had no idea he had this in him. Um, and I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised by 1992, and I think I'm probably maybe the only person on the entire planet that was. I think a lot of people are just like, ah, this movie. But I don't do that. It has audio description. I like the audio description. I thought that was pretty good. Um, I think it was William Michael Redmond, if I remember correctly. I've slept since then. I watched the movie and then I slept and I woke up and reviewed it. I think it was William Michael Redmond, and that's what I recall. And it felt tension. I felt the tension. I felt the thrills. I felt the suspense. I felt the character back and forth. I think if I remember correctly, I remember telling myself I caught ethnic description in here, like, actually, because there is a difference between people, and that is kind of like a subtext of the movie. So I think that's in here. All in all, I'm not going to tell you to run from this movie. It's not the greatest movie you'll ever see in your life, but at the same time, if you're looking for something to pass the time, this is far better than a lot of other movies that seem sort of this ilk, which is probably why this is not on Tubi. So, you're gonna have to run it. Anyway, that's it. 1992. I'm gonna give this a B-. Yeah, I'm going positive on 1992. Surprise. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I will see you guys on the other side.